This is the Arturia Astrolab 37, and it's a compact version of one of Arturia's biggest new ideas. It's a mini standalone keyboard you can take while you travel or on the stage. And there are sounds built in. And it's from a company famous for making software synths and pianos. And those virtual synths and pianos are now inside this small keyboard. In this video, I'll take you through the features, the sounds, the mobile app, how you can use it, and what makes the Astrolab kinda crazy and genius. I'll even talk about some pros and cons, including how this smaller version compares to the bigger Astrolab 61 and 88. Here's why the Astrolab was a big deal when it was released. Arturia, like Native Instruments and other keyboard companies, have made virtual instruments, and they've given us keyboards to control those virtual instruments on a computer. These are MIDI controllers, and Arturia is well known for their Keylabs and Minilab MIDI controllers. But with the release of the Astrolab, they've put their computer software inside this keyboard. Check it out. This is Arturia's Juno software synth. And this is an emulation of a Moog. And the classic CS80. And I can tweak them right here. No computer hooked up. So you don't have full hands-on control of every synth parameter on this screen and with these knobs. There are limitations, but honestly, they've made something here that can take you from sound designing in your studio to the stage or on a plane pretty seamlessly. And this is a practical use case for producers and performers, right? If you've got ideas on how you'd use it, comment below, maybe even in your studio. If you're interested in the Astrolab, I'll add links under the video. Now, who asked for a small keyboard like this? The closest competitor is the Yamaha Reface line of keyboards, but those are very limited with their included sounds. Not the case here. You've got a massive collection. So check it out. I've loaded the preset Tokyo Dreams, and you'll find this preset in Arturia's software on your computer, Analog Lab. Many of you already own Analog Lab. There's even a free version of it if you're unfamiliar. Analog Lab Pro is included with the Astrolab 37. So this preset sounds exactly the same way as it does in their virtual instrument on your computer. In this case, this preset uses the Arturia CS80, their emulation of Yamaha's vintage keyboard. And on the screen, you'll see a little picture of the CS80. And you have a bunch of knobs here to adjust the sound. More on these knobs later. So scrolling through the presets here, I see a lot of other familiar Arturia virtual synths and even Pigments. Yes, their wavetable synth is inside the Astrolab 37. And they've even included sounds from their newer augmented series of instruments. So not just vintage synths in here, you've got pianos, electric pianos, all the familiar Arturia stuff. And it all works right inside the Astrolab, no computer necessary. Pretty cool. So I want to show you all around the controls, but before I do, if you're new around here, I'm SanjayC. I have lots of videos about music production and the latest gear. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. And if you're looking for a deal on keyboards or even plugins, make sure you watch my latest news videos and my Black Friday deals video. I'll link them below. Now, Keybed is important to me. The Astrolab 37 has 37 slim keys, still velocity sensitive and with aftertouch, but noticeably different from the Astrolab 61, which has full-size semi-weighted keys. And yes, I definitely feel the difference here. These are slim and light, not bad, but they don't offer the same level of expressiveness. For quick parts, chords, and traveling light, totally fine. But if you're used to weighted or semi-weighted keys, it might take a bit of adjustment. Now, the smaller size of this keyboard has some big advantages though. The Astrolab 37 is much easier to carry, fit on a small studio desk, and can actually slide into some backpacks or soft cases. You can't do that with the 61 or 88 key versions. All right, let's take a quick look around the controls and features built in. The Astrolab keeps most of the best hands-on controls of the 61 and 88 key versions, the most important stuff at least. But there are some differences. Okay, first, this is a full color screen. You'll use this to browse presets. They preloaded over 1,800 presets in here, pianos, organs, electric pianos, strings, lots of stuff in here. And there are more than 10,000 more sounds you can get through the Analog Lab software and the Arturia store. And of course, you can create your own custom sounds as well. Okay, this encoder turns and clicks in as well. It's a little different on this small 37 version. The larger versions of the Astrolab have a large wheel around the screen itself. Anyways, you can use this to browse sounds, select presets, but it also functions as a way to edit effects, create playlists, and get into the settings as well. The presets can be browsed by simply scrolling, they load automatically, or you can browse by sound type or instrument type. The buttons to the right and left of the encoder are used to access more menu items or just to navigate the menu. You can also use the arrow buttons as previous and next buttons. The screen looks vibrant and clear, but it's pretty small. It doesn't give you much visible feedback. There's just not enough room for it. But hey, this is the 37, so this size might be appropriate for this keyboard. You can see the parameters you're adjusting with the knobs and that very small representation of the instrument you've chosen. It looks good and it honestly makes me want to touch it or zoom in, but this is not a touch screen. Now on the left side, you've got octave up and down, pitch and mod wheels. To the right of the screen, you've got Arp Chord and Scale buttons. On the 61 and 88 versions of the Astrolab, you have dedicated split and layer buttons as well. You don't have those on the 37 version. You need to do splits and layers in the software only. Now on the left, you've got your instrument macro knobs. These control multiple parameters to modify the sound of a preset. This mimics what you've seen in Analog Lab if you've used the software. You've got something like brightness, timbre, time, movement. You've also got some secondary parameters as well. Hold the shift key down, you can access volume, bass, mid, and treble. And to the right of the screen, you've got effects controls. The first two are fully assignable, and the second two are dedicated to delay and reverb. You can turn them on or off using the buttons here, and a long press lets you edit that effect or change it to something else. On the far right is your master volume. Oh, and one more thing. Under these encoders here, you have quick access buttons for different preset types. It might be convenient. Now, the larger versions of the Astrolab also have a play and record button that allows you to use a looper function. You don't have that function on the 37 key version. There are a few more features on the Astrolab, an arpeggiator, a scale feature, and the chord feature as well. I'll get into a few more details about these, but before I do, if you're writing songs and producing music at home, you should share them with the world. It's super easy to get your music out there using DistroKid, the sponsor of today's video. DistroKid lets you upload your music to Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube Music, pretty much everywhere. And best of all, they make it really easy. Just upload your track and some artwork, and they do the rest. DistroKid also collects earnings for you when your listeners play or purchase your music. And they help you market your music with tools built right in. A hyperfollow page lets you share your latest music with your friends on Facebook or anywhere you can share a link. And they can easily follow you to get notified of your upcoming releases. I've actually created 2 dedicated videos on DistroKid to give you all the details. You can watch those right here. And if you're ready to sign up, use the link below to get 7% off your first year of membership. Okay, so you're probably familiar by now with Arp Chord and Scale modes. Arp has a bunch of options here. For chords and scales, you can choose a root note and chord and scale types. You can record in chords as well. Now check this out. While the Astrolab is standalone, it's also got Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and USB-C connections. So what do you do with those? Well, it gets interesting here. The simple one, USB-C, lets you connect to your computer and use this as a MIDI controller, and of course transfer presets and playlists to and from the Astrolab. Now it also has Wi-Fi built in, so you can connect to your computer or mobile device using Wi-Fi as well. And it acts as a hotspot in case there's no Wi-Fi networks available. Okay, so how about that mobile app? You can use it to easily look for presets, create playlists. It's just a bit easier to navigate using the mobile device compared to the encoder here. It's a nice option to have if you need a speedy way to find stuff. If you're on stage, this is probably the faster way to load up a preset, audition sounds, and navigate your playlist. I think that's a nice addition, and I hope Arturia continues to develop this app further. Maybe they can even give us more sound design tools. So what's on the back? Well, you've got power, the USB-C connector, and check this out. It's got a USB-A connector to add a storage device or control the Astrolab with a MIDI controller. Next, you have headphones and audio outs, audio inputs for use with a mic, line, or instruments, and then you've got some pedal ports and MIDI ins and outs. The build quality of the Astrolab 37 is pretty high. It's on par with the quality of Arturia's keyboards and synths. The buttons do have a clicky sound, which I don't really care for. I'm not a fan of loud clicks on the buttons, but some of you like them. So let's talk about the competition. Remember, this can be used as a stage keyboard, so you'd probably think about Nord keyboards or the Mod X from Yamaha as competitors. But in something with this small form factor, you're probably going to struggle to find something with this level of customizability for sound. I mean, Arturia excels with that on their computer software, and now you can transfer all that goodness into this keyboard. The Astrolab costs $699, which gets you into small synth territory, not really into stage pianos, which typically cost a lot more. Now with small synths, you do get more hands-on control, but they're limited by what's already pre-built into the synth. But with the Astrolab, this keyboard is running whatever is already in Arturia's software synth collection and whatever they think of next. Yes, the Astrolab can grow over time as Arturia adds more instruments and presets. I think what Arturia provides is a studio to travel workflow that is pretty cool. They built a good reputation with their computer software instruments, and they've now made those sounds transferable to this small keyboard. So building sounds and songs on your computer and then taking them with you in a backpack or on a plane is now a lot easier. Now, I do wish there was more hands-on control, more knobs. I mean, Arturia gives you so much detail for sound design on the computer. At times, I felt kind of limited by the controls on this. I think Arturia making a 37-key version was a good move, but what do you think? Do you see a place for this in your workflow? Let me know in the comments. And if you're in the market for a MIDI controller, watch my video of the best right here. Oh, and don't forget about the Black Friday deals too. Keep making the music you love, and I'll see you later.